With quality brand name products at affordable wholesale prices, Cash and Carry is the perfect place to shop. Whether shopping for individual, business, churches, or more, Cash and Carry is sure to meet your needs. Cash and Carry of Cookeville, 931-528-8050.
A three-game homestand. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Watson Brown Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry, alongside Tennessee Tech head coach Watson Brown. I'm your host, Buddy Pearson. Well, the Golden Eagles have been on the road much of the 2014 season, but now TTU gets to enjoy 3 straight home games, starting this Saturday as the Panthers of Eastern Illinois come to Cookeville. Coach, are you ready for some home games?
Buddy, you're really good. That's
Yes.
finding a way to be positive.
We're working on the positive here.
You're doing good. We are 3-0 at home, so we've gotten off to a good start there, and we just hadn't won a road game, but 4 of those 5 that we've played are nationally ranked teams. Had a shot at one of them on the road, and at TSU when they were ranked at the time, and then the other 3 have gotten us pretty good.
Yeah, Golden Eagles coming off a tough loss at Jacksonville State. Coach, we've seen some good teams this year. We've seen some nationally ranked teams. This was the number 6 team in the country. They could be number 1 before it's all over.
This is up with EIU of last year that we played, and EIU beat us last year, 63-28. I think it was a clobbering too. But they're very good. We couldn't have caught them at a worse time for us. I thought we looked sluggish and tired, slow. We got to get our legs back a little bit, I think, this week. And we caught them at an open date, and they were flying around. And talking to their coaches before the game, they said, "Coach, we really were beat up. We needed an open date. This has been special for us." I said, "Oh, great. I'm glad to hear that."
Yeah, glad you're catching them at a good time.
They're a very good football team, and they played a good game. And they stuck us. They just knocked us down. We hadn't been knocked down on defense like that, and they just ran right over the top of us.
Well, Tennessee Tech got off to a pretty good start as we check out the first half highlights brought to you by Wendy's Breakfast of Cookeville. Coach come out in the first quarter, Darian Stone running the offense, and got some things to open up pretty quick.
Yeah, we ran the draw well. We ran a couple of option plays on them in the first 2 drives, had 2 nice long drives, got down there and I think missed the field goal once and then made the second field goal, so we were up 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. And I honestly felt pretty good. They'd had a turnover to help us stuck in there. Our kids, I thought, were ready to play, and we did a good job, but we got overwhelmed as the game went on.
One of the best playmakers this season, Brock McCoyne, getting held right there and still makes the catch.
Just a beautiful fade route that we caught him in man coverage and laid a fade to him. And if the safety don't get over to knock him out of bounds, he scores because the guy that had him man-to-man fell on the ground. Nice kick by John Arnold, and we're up at the end of the first quarter, 3-0.
Trey Thompson here. The ball comes loose, and, we were sitting here wondering.
We just don't seem to get them,
time just stood still, and so we're waiting. We're wondering who's going to get it. They're still fighting for it.
Yeah.
And then Trey Thompson somehow claws his way to get the ball.
With one hand.
With one hand. And Tech finally gets the football.
Yes, and then we go for a bomb here on the first play. Don't make it. I think we end up backing them up for a punt. And then that's when they drove the length of the field. This is their first score of the second quarter.
Miles Jones, a 9-yard touchdown, and DeMarcus James. They've got several good running backs that they put in there.
They've got 3 of them. They've got 3 really good players, two really good running quarterbacks to go with it.
Big key to the game right here, Coach.
Yeah, this was a big fumble. This was a big turnover. We didn't have many in the game, but this one hurt, and they got them an easy score. Trey Burks is going to be a really good player, but he's just a freshman, and he's loose with that ball, and that's twice he's done that. We had one at Northern Iowa. This is played awful by our corner, just a blown coverage that we should have intercepted that pass. Good play here by our end to take the quarterback on that I call it the speed power play that they hurt us with all day long.
Yeah.
They just outrun us right here.
Tremaine
they get
Pope.
in the seam. Tremaine Pope outruns our secondary that's trying to run to the alley, and we're going to have to work hard on that play this week because that's a play that Eastern Illinois runs really well too. again, Marty Jones got sucked up here into a play action run fake, and they got the ball in behind him. Not a good play by our defense, to be very honest. We had some secondary things that we hadn't done in the last 2 or 3 weeks and played better. And we let them get behind us 3 times in the game Saturday that we've not done.
Right.
And it was our worst defensive performance, but we're also banged up over there. It's first time we've been banged up on offense all year.
Right.
I think it's now starting to catch up with our defense. We got in trouble at safety, and we got in trouble at linebacker Saturday.
Yeah, you had some linebackers in there I'd never seen before.
Yeah, we had to play quite a few guys. We lost 3 linebackers in the first quarter of the game.
And I know you're at halftime, and that second quarter, you're probably just wondering what happened.
Yeah, even though I knew what happened. And
Yeah.
they had got a couple of passes behind us, and we were not stopping that option play where they run the speed guy around the corner or the quarterback keeps the ball. Did not play that well all day long. Got better at it in the second half, but we're going to have to play it better this week because it's EIU runs the same play.
Yeah, speaking of the second half, the Golden Eagles held JSU to just 14 points in the final 2 periods as we check out the second half highlights brought to you by Miller Lite. And definitely one of the highlights of the second half as Jacksonville State goes for the field goal. Austin Talent comes in and blocks it.
Austin blocked it. Wouldn't that be nice to bounce right up your hands and run it in for a
Yes,
score?
I thought he might do that, but it just didn't work out
bounced
that
the other
way.
way. And again, there's the play that we struggle with in the game, and then in the second half we played it a little bit better. And again, Trey Thompson with that one hand, the claw,
Yeah.
reaching out and getting it with his one hand. And proud of Trey. Honestly, I didn't even think he'd play, and he had to play. This is poor by Brock. We had 2 deep turnovers in the game. Both of them went for scores.
Yeah, just trying to make something happen.
Just can't do it. You got to get on the ground right there. They had played the play right there fairly well, and Brock's just got to eat it and go again. The option play was about all we got going. Darian had some nice runs where they tackled the dive, and then he'd outrun them around the corner. And
then Jacksonville State, like you said, just kind of seeing what was going on there on Tech defense and just taking advantage.
Yeah, it's just laying a fade route on our corner, and number 9, nice throw, nice catch. That's a transfer from Georgia there. Proud of the kids. We didn't quit. Be very honest, I tried to make the game as short as I could in the second half because we were in deep trouble on defense with injuries, and I don't think we threw 3 or 4 balls. We tried to run the clock and get better at a few little things, and let's get on the bus and get back home and get ready for the next one because they got us good. They stuck us really good. Yeah,
Coach, this is one of those games where you've got to have a short-term memory. Just forget about it because now you've got a 3-game homestand and still a lot of positives to play for.
3-game homestand, and I think 2 top 25 teams out of those 3. EIU would be if they hadn't had the early schedule they had. Chattanooga's still ranked in the top 15. We've got a long way to go, and we're going to have to play a lot better football than we played Saturday to win another game here. We have not gotten into an easy part of the schedule.
No, there hasn't been an easy part of the schedule.
No, there hasn't been. This has been brutal, and now we're playing, I think, a top 25 team that I personally think is better than Eastern Kentucky.
Probably the hottest team in the league.
And the hottest team in the league. And then we've got SEMO, who's played well.
Yep.
And then we got Chattanooga, who's ranked in the top 15. That's our next 3 games. So this isn't no easy homestand. At least we're at home.
Well, meanwhile, there were some other interesting contests in the Ohio Valley Conference as we check out the OVC scoreboard brought to you by the OVC Digital Network. Elsewhere around the league, it was Eastern Illinois as we talked about the Panthers defeating Tennessee State 28-3. EIU quarterback Jalen Whitlow, 8 of 14, 76 yards and a touchdown, also carried for 91 yards and a score. And rushing, Shepard Little, 12 carries, 130 yards and a touchdown. It was UT Martin over Austin Peay. UT Martin wins the York Trophy by defeating all other three Tennessee teams. Dylan Favre, 11 of 17, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. Abu Torre, 13 carries, 114 yards, and 2 scores. Elsewhere around the league, Eastern Kentucky, ranked number 18 in the nation. They upend Southeast Missouri 33-21. Devin Borders, 4 catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown. Deshaun Mobley, we know about him, 27 carries, 111 yards, and 3 scores. And it was Murray State putting the full court press on Kentucky Wesleyan and outscoring their basketball team 86-29. Murray quarterback Katie Humphreys, 19 of 23, 293 yards and 2 touchdowns. Oh, by the way, he carried for 55 yards and 2 other scores. Coach, anything that stands out there when you look at those scores?
No, I just think EIU's the hot team. You see that they're 3-5, but they're 3-1 in the league.
Yeah.
and they've already played one of the top three, as I call them. I think it's balanced out now that those top three are the top three.
Yeah, they lost to Eastern Kentucky in overtime.
In the past 15 years, who's been the top three? Those right there. It's kind of worked itself right back to where it's been in the past. We snuck a championship in there once. SEMO stuck a championship. One of those three is pretty much won it every year, and it looks like one of those three is going to win it again. We'd like to be the culprit and see if we could knock EIU out of this by not upsetting them at our place Saturday. But a tall order, probably just about as tall an order as beating Eastern Kentucky.
What about TSU on a free fall all the way to the cellar?
It's just I don't know. I haven't seen TSU since I played them. I know how they were early in the year.
They were looking pretty good then. The defense did.
They were pretty good. They've struggled moving the ball. They just can't seem to score any points. They got 3 points at EIU Saturday. That's all they mustered up. I think it's 28-3, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they're one of the country's leaders in throwing interceptions. I think they're really struggling.
They're struggling moving the ball. Their defense keeps them in there. But they're just struggling on offense, and they've had a little bit of the same trouble we have. We've gotten better here on offense in recent weeks till this last week at Jacksonville.
All right, we're going to take a break. Stick around. We got a lot more to talk with Coach Brown about. Don't go away.
Tennessee Tech tickets available at 931-372-3940 or ttusports.com.
Welcome back to the Watson Brown Show. You know, the Golden Eagles have some talented running backs, and we get to meet one of those this week in our Golden Eagle Player Profile brought to you by Zaxby's. Say hello to Radir Anor.
Radir Anor, running back, Nashville, Tennessee. Really at an early age, you know, I was always fascinated by football. I grew up watching guys like Terrell Davis, Clinton Portis, Barry Sanders, idolizing guys like that. And when I was at 5, you know, that was the age to start football and stuff. And I was always in my dad's ear begging him to sign me up. And from there, I always loved it and played it since. I knew I could play at the next level when I was around 12 years old. After one of my games, my running back coaches, he put me aside and said, man, you got it. You got a great gift. Just make sure you keep the grades up. And, you know, one day you're going to see letters from USC, Texas, and he just named all the big schools. And he felt like if I kept my grades up, I could be a great running back one day and stay focused. Late in my junior year, I had a serious knee injury that forced me to miss my entire senior season. I had a major interest from big-time schools and programs, and really they all backed off when they found out about my injury. And Tennessee Tech, they stayed on me the whole time. Coach Brown, he always let me know, you want to be here if you weren't injured, but we're definitely gonna stay on you because we believe that you're still, and we're gonna try to get you here. Do everything in our will to get you here, and we know you'll be a great addition to the program. I'm a leader by example. I love to work. And I'm very, very hardworking and motivated. I'm quietly confident. I like to go out there, and show my talent, but not through talking, but through my plays, and my actions. And, I don't talk a lot. I just like to show it in my play. My first snap was actually freshman year, SEMO. Really, I had a lot of emotions going through my head. I was excited, nervous, kind of scared, really. But honestly, I was just excited for the most part because I hadn't played in 2 years, and I was just anxious to get my first carry. It was great. It was a great first experience. Definitely, I wouldn't trade it for anything. My 84-yard run against Northern Iowa really was just a huge relief. My whole career I've been struggling to stay healthy and put up numbers and help my team win. And honestly, that pre-snap I was just thinking, man, this is gonna be a big play right here. And I got the ball, saw a whole lot of green grass. So that was great. It was a great experience.
Yeah, that was a great run, Coach. And I tell you what, I think it speaks a lot about you taking a chance on him even when he didn't play his senior year.
Yeah, and it was a very serious injury. And we hung with him and got him here, and he still battles with that knee. He's not what he was prior to the knee, but he still has his speed in that. Yeah. He struggles with the soreness in the knee and the things that bothers him. But I love him. He's a good kid. He works really hard. I think as within this year through next year, I think you'll see we'll find a spot more for him and what we're doing, and he'll keep getting more carries. And I believe before he leaves here, he's going to have a really good career.
Yeah, we've certainly seen some flashes of brilliance from him.
Yes, we have.
And
We
look
just-
forward to the rest of his career. We know not every woman understands or knows a lot about football. So TTU hosted a women's clinic. Let's take a look at how it went in our TTU in the Community segment, brought to you by Pepsi.
Well, I got a lot of things about college football that I didn't know. I have daughters, not sons, and I learned a lot about the coach and the team and the way they do things. It was very informative.
Really helped put things in my perspective to understand the game a little better. And I work at the Cookeville High School, and it helps me to view a little bit different between the difference between Cookeville or high school football and college football, the differences. The future of Tennessee Tech, I think, has a lot of potential. Updating the facilities, I think, would be a great potential thing to do to draw more people in. Build it and they will come. You know, make it more accessible for families and all other types of people coming around. I've seen the outside driven by the building before, but didn't know really what was inside, and I was very impressed. The top-notch facility that you have over there. I think it is a big recruiter for players to come to Tennessee Tech, and then finding out how the players hold each other accountable for their workouts and showing up on time. I was very impressed with that.
I was shocked. I didn't even know it was really there. I lived here since 1979. But anyway, I mean, the facility was great, and the information they gave us about the facility, you know, a lot of things I didn't know what the football players had to go through and do, and it was wonderful.
I am very excited about Tech football this coming season. I think we got a lot of good players. They've enhanced their performances, and I think we're ready for a great season.
Coach, it looks like a great idea, and it looks like it was a good turnout.
It was fun. The ladies really were interested. They wanted to know different things, asked some really good questions. I'd done that before at some other schools, but I thought the Cookeville ladies were into what they were doing. It wasn't just a social. There were things they wanted to know and learn, and I like the one lady. We need her to talk to Mark.
Yeah,
we do need to
build it, and they will come.
They will come. Jacksonville built it, and they came pretty good. So yeah. I think it's about our turn. We need to go build it now.
Did you get any good uniform fashion tips?
Didn't go there.
Okay.
Didn't go there, but because I didn't get to ask any of the questions, they got to ask everything. But it was a neat day.
That's
and
good.
it was tied around the scrimmage, so they got to stay and watch the scrimmage after that, and it was a neat day.
All right. Well, there have been some successful tennis players at Tennessee Tech, and one of them is Fernando Pacheco. Let's see what Fernando is up to in our Where Have They Landed segment, brought to you by the Golden Eagle Sports Network.
My name is Fernando Pacheco, and I attended Tech 94 through 97. I played tennis. I grew up in San Jose, Costa Rica, a small Central American country. I was very interested in engineering, and I received several offers for scholarships. And Tennessee Tech had the strongest engineering program of all of them. So yes, several differences between Costa Rica and Tennessee for sure. The weather, very tropical in Costa Rica, no snow. When I first moved to Tennessee, to Cookeville, I moved in January and it was snowing. So that was a big shock, very different. So while I was playing tennis at Tech, I had a great time. Just the fact that we had a very close team. My teammates were all great, and we had lots of fun. So we worked very hard, we played very hard, but we also had lots of great moments. I still keep in touch with many of them because of that. While I was at Tech, I graduated with a chemical engineering degree, and after graduation, I stayed to get my MBA. I was a GA for the Center for Manufacturing Research, and after the NBA, I received 2 offers. One in Kentucky, one in Nashville, and I moved to Nashville for a position as an engineer. The company I was working for in Indianapolis relocated me to Miami. That's how I got here to Miami through that company. And a couple of years after that, we had our first baby, or Ana Lucia, our daughter, and that was almost 4 years ago. She's almost 4 years now. And 9 months ago, our second daughter was born, Cristina. So I am currently working for Jardine Consumer Solutions. I am a director of product marketing. I manage a team of product managers, and we develop new small kitchen appliances for different countries, such as blenders, coffee makers, you name it. The company owns brands that include Mr. Coffee, Sunbeam, Oster, Delaware, and many others. My name is Fernando Pacheco, and this is where I've landed.
Coach, it's always neat seeing those success stories.
Oh, to me, that's what it's all about. I still enjoy trying to prepare these guys to go out in the real world, and then they come back with 2 kids and a nice job and being successful in society and economically every way, and seeing the smile on their face, the pride they have in being a Golden Eagle, because that grows as you leave.
Right.
It grows in you while you're here, but it really grows, I think, once you leave and now you're on your own and you really become a deep Golden Eagle. And that's just the neat thing. Every one of these I see, whether it doesn't matter what the sport is, I can see them beam that they were proud to be Golden Eagles.
Yep. Are you ready for some Twitter questions?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to have some in just a minute. Stick around. We've got your Twitter questions for Coach Brown, plus we're going to talk about Eastern Illinois. Stay with us.
Tennessee Tech tickets available at 931-372-3940 or ttusports.com.
Welcome back to the Watson Brown Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry. Well, if you have a question for Coach Brown, you can tweet it at TTU Golden Eagles. And, of course, we have some questions that have been tweeted in for you, Coach, as we move into this segment, sponsored by the Golden Eagle Sports Network. Gabe Waka wants to know, now that it's just over halfway through the year, who is the most improved player on the team?
We're 2/3 of the way through. We've got 4 to go, and I would put Brock McCoy in there. I think Brock didn't play much at all early in the season, was probably playing 2-3 plays a game, and he did have a bad play Saturday, but he's made some great plays in the last 3 or 4 weeks for our team. And
he's made some great catches.
And I would probably say Brock McCoy might be the most improved player on the team. I would put Jonathan King in that.
Yeah.
I think he was very nervous early, did punt the ball decent, but I think Saturday he made some beautiful punts. We've not had returns much at all on his punts. He's placing the ball really well. Those would be my 2 top guys, and both of them freshmen.
Yep. All right, another question here. This one from Barrylicious24. What does it mean having the last 3 or 4 games at home at Tucker Stadium?
Well, we've played better at home this year.
Yeah.
Part of that has also been who we've played, maybe a little bit, but one of those was a nationally ranked team that we beat. We've averaged over 30 points a game at home and barely 10 points a game on the road. So let's hope again Saturday we can find those 30 points, because it'll probably take it with a beat-up defense like we have. And you know, I think at the same time, our defense has got to get back and playing better. We had a rough 3 quarters at Eastern Kentucky, had a good 4th quarter, had a rough game at Jacksonville State on defense. So we've fallen off there a little bit. We need to pick it up. And it is now time to talk about this week's opponent, which is the Panthers of Eastern Illinois, who come in with just 1 loss in the conference. The Golden Eagles will kick off with EIU at 1:30. Not a night game, an afternoon game, so that makes a big difference. Should be nice weather. Should expect a big crowd. Yeah, I hope so. We need a good crowd. We need them backing us, staying with us, and giving us all we got. We need that 12th man in Cookeville, Tennessee, because it's a really good team. There's no weaknesses. They're very good on defense. They're very good on offense. They're a different offense than a year ago without Grappolo. They're running the ball first, throwing it second, which is a total change. Very, very fast on defense, and a very tough opponent for us to play.
Yeah, you look back, of course, Tony Romo, now with the Dallas Cowboys, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's also in the NFL, backing up Tom Brady at New England. They've had a history of great quarterbacks. What about this quarterback right now?
This kid's a good player. He's a transfer from Kentucky. He's a runner first, passer second. He's 6'2", 220 pounds. He looks like those Jacksonville State guys, and that didn't look too good to us. So we didn't stop either one of those guys. But so we got the same kind of guys, a lot of the same kind of plays. It's a carryover for our defense a little bit that way. I think they're a little better maybe in Jacksonville State on defense. I mean not on defense.
Yeah.
Jacksonville State's really good at wide receiver. Their wide receivers are very good. They got one young man that's already caught 60 balls, and taller kid that can really run. We played against him last year, so we got our hands full. We're going to have to play well.
That's the Golden Eagles and the Panthers this Saturday, 1:30 at Tucker Stadium. Hope to see you there. Coach, good luck to you.
Thank you.
For Tennessee Tech Coach Watson Brown, I'm Buddy Pearson. We see you next week on the Watson Brown Show.
The Watson Brown Show has been brought to you by IWC Cash and Carry, Wendy's Breakfast of Cookville, Zaxby's, Pepsi, and Miller Lite.
With quality brand name products at affordable wholesale prices, Cash and Carry is the perfect place to shop. Whether shopping for individual, business, churches, or more, Cash and Carry is sure to meet your needs. Cash and Carry of Cookville, 931-528-8050.